Week 2 pick'em.
Bum, 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 bum.
YouTube Ozic going the Godows is back. We're back with Week 2 pick'ems here every Tuesday night. You may have noticed there's 3 of us here tonight. Pigskin Pete is out for Week 2 with a groin.
Get better soon.
Yep.
But we're here, and again, every Tuesday night for these weekly picks. I got score. People are always like, where are the against the spread picks? So they're on Wednesday. Score predictions Wednesday, every game. I got that. We got both. We give you both. Right. We have a picks league going on, multiple picks leagues. There's links pinned in the comments. There's some sick prizes. It's not too late because weekly winners possibly can be involved in these videos right here. You'll learn a little bit more about that soon. GLD, the GLD shop, link down below. Check it out. Yes, they got some sick jewelry, real gold, NFL pendants. We're rocking them. I got the Chiefs. I got a Chicago jersey with a Chicago Chiefs. I've been a Chiefs fan my whole life. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But very affordable stuff, though, and we have a code GOAT for 33% off. Again, link down below. They're supplying prizes, a giveaway. There's a giveaway link down below. We have a Twitter. If you're not following it, you're missing out.
Did you just say 33% off?
Yes,
I
did.
God. Code GOAT?
Code GOAT, 33% off. Check out that Twitter link pinned in the comments for anything that you were looking for. But let's take a look at the leaderboard here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let's
Junior's
go,
back.
Junior. I'm back with a vengeance.
And that's why let's get that close up. He's wearing the GOAT with his Bengals shirt.
Product placement. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Check it out. Yeah, that's some nice ice right there, man.
Mm-hmm. It really is, dude. Look at this thing.
Nice beard.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But, yeah, so he's in the lead with 10. Myself and Old Yeller have 9, and Danny and Pete have 8. It's unfortunate that Pete is not here to explain himself. Hopefully he recovers from that groin soon.
Almost had you guys with that Lions pick, though.
You almost did. Almost pulled off a comeback. But 2 leagues, Super Picks League. Lowry is Lone Ranger at the top, and is it Lowry or Laurie, you think? He's from Finland.
Let's go Lowry marketing.
We're huge Lowry marketing guys here, a former Chicago Bull, and he's from Finland. So, yeah, so he's given us his picks for this week because he had the best score in week 1. So from the Super Picks League, whoever has the best score in week 2, not who's at the top, whoever has the single best score in week 2, they'll have their picks in the week 3 videos. So you see the big leaderboard there. Goldhouse Jr. snaked its way up there. And then the regular picks league, which there will be a prize for that. You see there's a lot of guys tied. I put the tiebreaker played a factor. I got the top. My Balzac Ertz is in the lead. It's a hell of a name.
What a beast.
I hope it's not true. If it is, speedy recovery.
Yeah, but all right. So we'll keep you up to date with that, and we'll see who's on top of that Super Picks League going forward here. But, again, any link you're looking for the Picks Leagues, the giveaway, the Twitter, pinned in the comments. You guys know the drill. Let's go on to Thursday Night Football.
This is going to be a great
It's
game.
going to be a good one, folks. Chargers at Chiefs, a little bit of rivalry here, and they're both teams way up there in the power rankings. If you haven't seen the power rankings, go check them out for week 2. But, yeah, Keenan Allen's going to be out. That's tough. That's tough. J.C. Jackson, I saw a little bit before recording this, about an hour ago, has returned to practice. So maybe the star cornerback J.C. Jackson is on the field. Maybe. We'll see. Chiefs looked pretty damn good last week against the Cardinals. I mean, Chargers handled business against the Raiders. What do you guys? You're in the lead.
Yeah. I'll start it off. I'm taking the Chiefs here. I think that I was impressed with both teams last week, but I think that whoever was home this game, I'd probably give the edge to. I don't know. The Chargers defense, at least defensive line, really impressed me, and the Chiefs just. It's like it doesn't matter who their weapons are. It literally doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
We'll see if it bites them at some point this year. I'm going to take the Chiefs as well.
Dan,
I didn't get to watch
Chiefs.
I didn't get to watch the Chiefs game last week because I was on my way home from the Bears
from getting poured on.
Yeah, I was still a little wet, but I mean, from what I can tell at the box score, it looks like Chiefs defense stepped up against the Cardinals offense that has a lot of weapons as well. So I'm giving the edge to the Chiefs here.
I mean, I'm wearing the Chiefs chain. I'd look like an asshole if I wasn't going to go with the Chiefs here.
Ooh.
So I'm going with the Chiefs. Chargers, very, very solid team. If they had Keenan Allen in this one, it'd be a lot it's still kind of tough because it could go either way. Justin Herbert versus Patrick Mahomes is going to be a lot of fun. That Chargers pass rush looking nasty. Khalil Mack had 3 sacks. Joey Bosa 1.5. I mean, they put on a clinic out there against the Raiders. Could they go back-to-back against division rivals here? It's possible. But no Keenan Allen. It's in Kansas City. J.C. Jackson's still probably on the fence of playing. Patrick Mahomes is starting off like the best player in football that he, I guess debatable, but that he is. So I got to go with the Chiefs. But I think you touched on if it was in L.A., maybe Chargers. But Keenan, that's the problem. No Keenan Allen's tough. I feel like that receiver unit's like really good.
But then always banged up.
But if you take away Keenan Allen, it's like doesn't look. I mean, obviously it's their top receiver, but there's other units that I think would be a little bit better, even if than like the Chargers, like if they lost their top guy. You get what I'm saying? Is it pure gibberish?
No,
I don't think so. So Old Yeller is also going with the Chiefs.
Yeller
picked against the Chiefs last week, and then our Super League Week 1 leader, Lauri Markkinen, he wanted me to use this icon. That's the other thing too. If you win the week and you get your picks feature, you can pick whatever icon you want. He is from Finland, so there's a statue from his town, I think he said. But check him out at Lauri Hike. I probably should have got how to pronounce his last name, but we're gonna go with Markkinen. Lauri Markkinen there from Finland.
So you could just choose whatever you want as your logo.
Yeah,
whatever you
want.
Whoa,
it's got to go through our vetting process.
It's got to go through what?
Our vetting process.
Okay. I'm pretty much open to anything. If I have to blur something out, maybe I'll blur it out.
I got a better idea.
That'd be kind of cool.
It's either we're using theirs, and if we don't like it or it's inappropriate, we just choose it. It's random, and they got to deal with it.
I kind of like the blurred idea.
The blur.
You know what?
Leave it up to the imagination.
Fine.
All right. What's Pete going with? Pete went with the Chiefs.
Of course he's going with the Chiefs.
Everybody Chiefs, so that's tough.
That's a little shocking. I think this is gonna be a good game though.
Yeah.
I'm hoping high scoring.
I think it's kind of rare for every single one of us, like 6 people here, to go against a really good team. Like there's a really good team over there on the LA Chargers, so that's tough. That's tough. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a fun one. The last time they played was a primetime game last year, overtime, and Kelsey ended it off a big-time catch there. So we'll see if it goes a similar way there with the kind of a shootout there, which I'm expecting. I'm hoping, maybe wishful thinking, but all right. Next game, we're on the Sunday slate.
Bam.
We got the Jets and the Browns, and I actually think this is.
Don't say it.
This is a good one. I'm actually serious too. This is a very tough one. I was looking at the games for week 2. I thought this was we've been doing this for a while, and I thought this might be the toughest week, at least for me, that I've seen. And this actually is one of the very tough games. I think people will disagree. They'll think Jets, maybe the worst team in the league right now in their current situation. The Browns just got an impressive win against the Panthers. People probably think the Browns are favored by like 6. They're probably thinking Browns, no problem. But I look at the matchup here. I am a matchup guy. And what the Jets did last week is they actually took away the run from the Ravens. Think about that. The Baltimore Ravens run game, the Jets took it away. They made the Ravens beat them with the pass, and they ended up doing that. But the Jets' offense really is what let them down. The Browns barely squeaked by the Panthers while they absolutely dominated on the ground. So if you take away that domination on the ground, like even if they have a good day, they probably lose. So if the Jets take away, like they did to the Ravens, that run game, the Jets actually have a pretty solid shot. So I kind of like the matchup for the Jets, but do I trust their offense enough? I don't really trust either of these offenses. I think the running game will still do something from the Browns. So I look at in a defensive battle, I'm going to trust the Jets are new and improving on defense, but I'm definitely going to trust Myles Garrett and company there. So matchup, you almost can argue the Jets, but very low scoring. I'm gonna trust the Browns, somewhat of a veteran defense, to make that extra play to win the ball game there. So yeah, I'm done. That's too much talking.
I got an honest question.
What is it?
What am I missing here with the whole Elfie thing?
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Yeah,
that makes me not want to take the Browns this week, but it's against the Jets, who you said look like they're making strides in the right direction. But I'm taking the Browns. But I just want them to get rid of that elf already, dude.
I don't care what they do.
It's the creepiest thing.
Yeah, that's good. Good strategy.
It's so creepy.
It's a good strategy.
I guess.
I'm taking the Browns as well. Browns at home. They're going to be able to run the ball. I feel like in this game they have 2
I don't think they're
going
to get shut down. I'm just saying if the Jets do shut them down, I think the Jets probably win.
Yeah.
They got to score.
But
You got to score more points than the other team to win games in the NFL.
That's how you draw it up.
Browns or Yeller Browns. So I was gonna say Browns Yeller. Yeller Browns. And then we got the Week 1 Super League's champ, Larry Markkinen, going with the Browns. And
who's Pete growing with?
Pete's growing with the Browns. First one to laugh loses. Who lost?
That was me.
Straight face, baby.
Good job. That's 2 guarantees in a row. What the hell's going on? I think we're gonna have some games. I think that we're.
Oh, we're gonna have some games.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
You got some games. They got some games.
That's right.
All right.
We're about to have one of them games. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the Commanders and the Lions. The Commanders pulled off a tight one against the Jaguars. Wentz did a little bit of this, did a little bit of that. By that I mean
dive and socialize.
Yeah, throwing to the right team, throwing to the wrong team, then throwing to the right team for the victory. The Lions offense put up some numbers. They put up some numbers there. DeAndre Swift was a monster in that game. We're going to talk about monsters, though. The Commanders receiver unit, including running back Antonio Gibson, I include him in that, monstrous as well. Defense is a little disappointing, both sides maybe, but this should be a good one. This is going to be a good one.
I got to give credit where credit's due, and I did not like the Commanders' uniforms when they were first released, but on the field they look nice.
I'm on the same page with you.
On the field they look nice.
Once I see they're looking slick.
Yeah.
Actually going back though, my problem originally was I feel like the jerseys, the uniforms didn't match each other. That's still kind of my problem. Like
I don't remember what even the other ones look.
The white ones are fresh. I like the white ones, but they all look sick. But it's like, is that the same teams? Like the home and away, those were the same team.
I got to see these ones this week.
Maybe we got to see them on the field. But who are you going with?
I think that the Lions are due. They've lost too many. Going back to last year, they've lost too many close games.
You doing it, or are you setting us up for?
I'm growing with the Lions.
I'm growing with the Lions.
I mean, they're so due. They're so due. How many close games did they lose at the end of last year? And now this year they already lost off the rip. They should have completed that comeback, but they're due. They're due.
They were so close to biting that entire kneecap off, but they couldn't get all of it. Now you're saying
they're coming back for it this week.
Are you taking them too?
Oh, I'm taking them as well.
Let's go.
Oh my God!
I think. Are you not?
He's doing it. I don't know yet.
I think what it came down to last week was stopping Jalen Hurts on the ground. Obviously Commanders can run the ball pretty well, but you don't have to worry about the quarterback tucking it and running it in this one. So I'm taking the Lions in a comeback performance. I don't think they're going to put up the
athletic. He's more athletic than he looks. That's
not as much as Jalen Hurts, but hey, you know what? I'm taking the Lions.
Yeller's going with the Lions.
Whoa.
Lowry's
Might be the first time in
Lowry's going with the Lions. Pete's going with the Lions, okay. And I'm gonna lone wolf this one. I'm gonna go with the Commanders. This should be a fun one here, but I'm gonna trust the Commanders defense a little bit more than the Lions. I think Carson Wentz has a game. I like the way he ended that last game. I like the collection of weapons. Curtis Samuel that you can use in the pass game and the run game. Antonio Gibson pass game, run game. John Dotson already getting going. The rookie looking good, racking up 2 touchdowns. So he's gonna be involved in the pass game. And then how about Scary Terry, the best one of them all? He's involved in that pass game. Don't forget about the tight end Logan Thomas. How are all these young Lions, DBs, but everyone gonna deal with that? For me, if the Lions win this game, I'm going to say it's probably because Wentz just gave it to him, which is possible. But I think there's just too many weapons to deal with. And I'm going to trust – I don't think either team's going to play great on defense, but I'm going to trust the Commanders to make that extra play. I'm a little worried about the Lions setting and holding the edge, having an edge presence. That's kind of an issue for me right now. So I think Swift ran wild against that. That was a hell of a week too. I don't know if he goes as crazy this week, but if he does, then they'll probably win. But I'm feeling the Commanders mainly just because I think they're a little bit better on defense and the collection of weapons that could be a problem for a young, still improving defense. There might be some confusion with trying to lock all those guys up. So give me the Commanders here, starting 2-0.
Whoa!
I like that I'm by myself. I think it's like a 90% win rate when I'm by myself, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we'll get the stats guy on that one, but we almost just made history here by having the first ever Goat House guarantee for a Lions win.
And 3 weeks,
I blew it.
At least this is the most votes Lions ever gotten too. So, Lions fans,
hey, let me leave you with something before we switch to the next matchup, right? The Lions are 0-1, and the Commanders are 1-0. Hungry dogs run faster. All right.
That's fair.
That's a fact.
All right.
That's an absolute fact.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bucks and Saints. This should be a good one. Both teams 1-0. Both teams in that NFC South probably battling for that title of the NFC South. The Bucks just cannot beat the Saints in the regular season. Tom Brady hasn't been able to beat the Saints in the regular season. He beat them in the playoffs, but there's some injuries, both sides really. But it looks like Godwin will be out again. Donovan Smith, apparently a pain tolerance thing. Will he play? I could see him being out for a week, but I'm here. It's Tuesday night, so I can't say for sure. They already are kind of beat up on the offensive line as it is there. But I thought the Robert Hainsey, the center replacement for Jensen, I thought he played all right. I don't think that's going to be the big weakness there, but who knows? Maybe Kamara shaking up a little bit. I think he'll play, but they did sign Latavius Murray. We'll see. I like the comeback from the Saints last week. I love the Buccaneers' the defense of the Buccaneers was insane. They were insane last week. So this should be a very good one. Who wants to start us off?
I'm taking the Bucks. I mean, they're Winston is going to turn the ball over a couple times here, and it's going to cost him. That's my prediction. I think the Bucks defense comes up huge. You already kind of touched on it, but we're going to see some turnovers for some points.
Okay.
I like the Bucks as well.
Dan likes the Bucks as well. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good ball game. I think I've said that for each of them.
I think this is the toughest one to pick.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of tough ones.
The next one is way tougher.
The Saints didn't get to the quarterback last week, and that's kind of what was scaring me, but what are you going to do?
Who's Yeller going with? He's going with the Bucks. Lowry's going with the Bucks. And then Pete's going with the Bucks.
You're going to loan dog us again?
Where am I? I'm gonna give it to me. I'm going with it. 2 in a row here. Give me the Saints.
Wow.
The Bucks can't beat this. I think I said it last year. If the Saints beat the Bucks again, and they beat them like 9-0 in that game, then I have to. I don't know if I said it. I could be full of shit, but I feel like I said I have to go with the Saints every time they play each other in the regular season. I don't know if I'll actually do that, but I'm gonna do it here. I think the Bucks missing weapons, like Godwin, I think just having Mike, and they still got weapons, but Julio was more productive than expected. He kind of came up limping on some plays. Russell Gage dealing with some things. Mike Evans, who seems to have a battle with Lattimore, can lock him down, though. We've seen that. The Saints secondary is loaded. And the Saints, you brought up a good point that the Saints surprisingly didn't get much of a pass rush last week. And they have to this week against the Bucs offensive line. I think both quarterbacks will be under a lot of pressure. I think the Saints get pressure. The Bucs will get a lot of pressure. Winston figured out in that second half of that last game how to play against that pressure, and he was successful, and he used his weapons. He got Michael Thomas going. He got Jarvis Landry had a whole bunch of yards. They got Olave going a bit there. They get different ways of getting Taysom Hill involved. So a little different than playing the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys that kind of was a problem. They didn't really have the weapons. CeeDee Lamb was even a letdown in that game. I think the collection of Saints weapons, kind of like my Commanders pick, is the difference. Home opener in this one too. They got Tom Brady's number here. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints.
You got belief. Revenge game.
Jameis revenge game.
Wow,
Yeah,
I
Jameis.
didn't think about that.
Where do you think the pain is?
The pain?
The pain. You didn't see that video?
It's in the groin.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That video.
All over, everywhere.
Oh.
Pain everywhere.
All I saw was him eating W's back in the day.
I don't know how you haven't seen that. It's
I saw it.
Jameis is.
He's a weirdo.
He's funny. It's a funny guy. Panthers and the Giants. Panthers 0-1, Giants 1-0. The comeback win against the Tennessee Titans.
This is the game I have no idea, so somebody convince me.
All right, I'll start for a change. I can convince you on both sides like I always do, so that's probably not going to help you. The Panthers got destroyed on the ground last week to the Cleveland Browns, and therefore the Browns dominated time of possession, and that is the main reason why the Panthers lost. They started to come back, they started to figure things out, and the Giants dominated on the ground against the Tennessee Titans, who were the best against the run last year, so that was pretty damn impressive. Saquon Barkley was 165 yards. So looking at it like that, all right, the run defense is a problem for the Panthers. The Giants should run all over them in that ball game. They can control the time of possession. So looking at it like that, you may want to go Giants, but I'm I'm going to go against the matchup there. I'm going to go with the Panthers. Just have a feeling the Giants' running game isn't quite as good, but it will still probably be solid. And I liked what the Panthers were doing at the end of that last game. They were kind of getting things going. Baker was getting things going. And I don't think they'll be fearing the Giants' pass game too much. I think they'll be focused on the run. Can Daniel Jones step up, figure out how to win the game? But I think the Panthers defense create a turnover, maybe two. I think the Panthers, use McCaffrey and those running backs a little bit more, and Baker has a better game, and they find a way to make extra plays and get the job done. So I'm going to go with the Panthers, but I can argue either side on that one.
You didn't really help me at all.
Yeah.
Well, I've gone back and forth on this all day long. I've had the New York Football Giants at one point. I had the Panthers at one point, and it's a toss-up. But the thought of the Giants potentially starting 2-0
Discuss. Yeah,
that's
another
makes
part
me
of
want
it.
to puke a little bit. So I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Yeah,
I just can't see it.
I don't want to pick for that reason.
I can't see it.
Yeah, but it's kind of a good point at the same time.
It's like choosing the Bears going 2-0.
I'm just curious to see what Pete's going with.
Yeah, let's see what he's going with.
He's going with the Panthers. He's maybe a little salty that the Giants beat his Titans last week still. I don't know.
What about Lowry?
Markkanen, he's going with the Panthers. Yeah,
sign me up. Following the picks lead.
Okay.
Dude, why are you following the crowd, man?
I told you I didn't have
I'm by myself on 2 picks. You don't want to do it?
I'll be by myself on some other picks.
Okay.
Don't worry.
All right.
I invented going with the Lions, so I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's everybody. I'm surprised nobody picked the Giants. I don't think the Giants fans are going to be too thrilled about that one.
All right, fine. Give me the Giants. We're taking the Giants.
The Giants fans already turned the video off.
That's
so.
all right. No, well, now they'll know if they ever have to come back and see who did it.
It was you.
It was you.
Record.
All right.
Giants.
Lone Dan. Over there on the Giants. Okay, it could go either way. It's a tough one to pick.
Run the ball.
Pound it.
Keep pounding is the Panthers.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Yep. You're the hashtag guy. Patriots and Steelers, another tough one here. Steelers get a upset win against the Bengals. They create a shit ton of turnovers against a good offense there. The Patriots shit the bed against the Dolphins last week. Only scored 7 points. The Patricia experience, we'll call it the Patricia experience. Yeah, it's only been one game, but it's still like I feel confident being thrown up about it. Being sick about it. But Mac Jones hurt his back. I think he's good to go though. Steelers lost T.J. Watt. That's a very important player there. Najee sounds like he's going to be okay. It sounded like he was going to miss like 2 or 3 weeks, but now it sounds like he's going to be all right. Could they create that many turnovers again? We're going to find out. We're going to see who wants to start us off.
I can start us off. Give me Mitchell Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think that Steelers defense looked incredible. Again, you touched on that. But how terrible the Patriots offense looked, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I mean, there was rumors in camp that the offense looked bad, and now we get to the regular season, and it's as advertised. They're terrible on offense. They have to figure it out.
Pretty much the same thing we saw in preseason,
right.
too. It's just terrible.
It's everything. And I'm sure they can and will figure it out eventually, but I'm going with how they've been throughout training camp, throughout preseason, and last week. It was god-awful.
But it's Bill.
You're going after a team that just that can get turnovers and a team that loves giving turnovers. It's a bad matchup for the Patriots.
This is really tough.
I could go.
You can go?
You want me to go?
I mean, I know who I'm picking, but
I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Dan's taking the Patriots.
I think if the way I'm looking at it is Mitch Trubisky versus the Patriots defense. I think if the Patriots stop the run and try and let Mitch win that ball game, I don't think Mitch is going to win that ball game. That's my decision, right there.
Okay.
So stop the run, win the game.
Let's see. Let's mix it up a little bit. Laurie's going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Welcome aboard.
What's Pete growing with? He's growing with the Patriots.
Oh, we're growing with the Patriots.
Yeller is going with the Steelers.
First nice split.
And it's a tough game, but I'm going with the Patriots. TJ Watt. Losing TJ Watt is like losing your elite quarterback. Like, it's crazy how good he is, how much of an impact he is. I mean, Alex Highsmith, fine young pass rusher, got 3 sacks last week, but I think you take away TJ Watt, could be wrong, anything could happen, but I think he's definitely affected by it as well. And the whole defense is, I think TJ Watt is creating a lot more. I don't even want to say what people realize. I think people know. I think it's just a big loss. We bashed the Patriots offense. I'm going to bash the Steelers offense as well. I mean, Najee's got to have a big game on the ground. I don't think they're going to overdo it with him if he plays. He will play. And then Mike Tomlin will have something up his sleeves for going against young quarterback Mac Jones, but Belichick will have something in his sleeves going against Trubisky. Belichick usually has his defense feast on these types of quarterbacks that are trying to figure it out. So I think they make that. I think it's be a very low-scoring game. If TJ Watt was playing, I'd be going Steelers. We'll just put it that way. That's just it's just a major loss. But maybe Minka takes over like he did last week. He was insane last week, but. The Patriots got to run the ball more. They didn't run the ball. Damian Harris. Give the ball to Damian Harris. I was a big Ramondre Stevenson guy coming out of Oklahoma. I want him to succeed. I like him a lot. Damian Harris is better, though. You get him the damn ball. Steelers were very bad stopping the run last year. They were very good in week 1. I still think you probably can run the ball on them, though. Not like last year, but get Damian Harris going early. Patriots win the game. But it's a little scary at the same time because the Patriots are, they're always like a power scheme, running scheme. They're tinkering with the outside zone, and it's like they're trying things out here. Like in week 1, it's like if they do that shit again, they're going to lose probably. So it's a little risky picking the Patriots. They're almost acting like they're in a rebuild mode the way they're running things, but it's only been 1 week. But I like the split we got there. 3-3, I love it. Absolutely love it. What's the next game? Colts and Jags. Colts tied last week. Jags lost. They had an opportunity to win.
The Philly special matchup.
Yeah, Frank Reich and Doug Peterson. I had to switch it because people probably were going to think I seriously thought that was his name.
No.
Yeah.
What's going on with the Jags?
Give me the Jags.
Yo, he's taking
Give
the
me
Jags.
the Jags.
You're getting cocky over there.
Give me them. No, not really. I'm not confident in that pick at all, but I like to pretend I have confidence.
Well, you know what?
They impressed me. I mean, they didn't look terrible. I thought that they would come out way more flat, and it was not the case. And the Colts, on the other hand, play a little flat. So I'm taking the Jags.
You know what?
Do it.
Yeller's going with you.
You're not.
But I'm gonna go with the Colts. It's a tough one to pick. The Jags moved the ball very well last week. They just could not execute in the red zone. That is really the problem. That's it. They got to give their ball to the backs a little bit more. They were averaging pretty good yards per carry. They just weren't giving them enough. But at the same time, Trevor Lawrence was working the field up until the red zone there. But the Colts defense can be a little tougher, I think. A reason for the Jags here, the Jags defensively struggled with the collection of weapons the Commanders had, and the Colts' biggest problem was their lack of weapons at the receiver position. It's Michael Pittman carrying everybody. Michael Pittman's good, but he's carrying everybody. So that'd be the reason for the Jags. They don't have to deal with all those guys, and then maybe they figure out something out in the red zone. I'm not trusting them yet in the red zone. I'm going to trust the Colts. I'm going to trust Jonathan Taylor to pound the football, manage the time of possession, and help the Colts win the game there. But it should be a pretty good one. The Colts struggled with the Jags at the end of last year. Now here they are in Jacksonville. So I could see the Jags winning, but I'm going to go with the Colts.
I'm taking the Colts as well. I think you saw the Colts struggle the first half. I don't think Matt Ryan played preseason, right?
Yeah, he did a little bit. He didn't look that good in preseason either, but I don't know if it was really his fault last week. I think it was more the receivers.
Yeah, but I think overall that offense started figuring it out in the second half of the game, and I think you're going to see them come out a lot more fired up. Probably going to be running the ball early, but I think you're just going to see them more crisp.
Pete's going with the Colts.
Okay.
And we already did Yeller. Mm-hmm. The champ of week 1, Larry, is going with the Colts. I wasn't trying to do a dramatic pause.
Oh, okay.
I was reading the sheet here.
Okay.
Okay.
Little split. Yeller and Junior.
Let's do it, Yeller.
Over on the Jags. I'm gonna be a little salty. I picked the Jags last week. They let me down. If they win this week, I might be a little salty. I don't know what we're gonna find out this Sunday. So.
Y'all switcheroo.
Yeah. All right. Next game. It's a good one. Dolphins and Ravens. I mean, these matchups this week are something. Dolphins at Ravens. Interesting thing about this game here is both teams won in week 1. That's not the interesting part, but they did both win.
Pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting, I guess. They both got the running game taken away from them, and they had to win with the passing game, and they both figured it out. And also with defense, they were kind of the same team in week 1 there. So I think that's pretty interesting. Also, if the run game gets taken away from them again and they're forced to pass again, not only are they going against better defenses, but some very strong secondaries that they're going to have to win with just the passing game. I'm not saying for sure the running game will be taken away from them. I just find that interesting that it's a good matchup here in week 2 with these two teams going at it. Mm-hmm. But this is tough. I thought the Bucs Saints is the toughest one to pick. This is probably the second toughest one to pick. And it's so tough, but I'm gonna go with the Miami Dolphins. If it was in Miami, I'd be locking it in, not guaranteeing it, but close. Mm-hmm. It's in Baltimore, a home opener for Baltimore. I think Lamar's on a streak of winning those, and the Ravens in general are on a streak of winning those. That is a reason I would go with the Ravens, and they're a very good team. That they're probably better than the Dolphins at the end of the day. I think head-to-head, though, we saw it last year, too. I don't want to base things off last year, but the Dolphins, they blitz better than anyone. That defense is so good, and they cover well in the back end as well. That blitz game gave the Ravens problem last year. It gives a lot of teams problems. So I like that, but kind of like an even matchup. I'm looking at who can make that extra play in the passing game if they have to rely on that. And I look at Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle versus the Ravens receivers. Maybe Mark Andrews has a big game, but I'm gonna trust the speed and the weapons that the Dolphins have. And I think their defense plays a little bit better, like I said. So that's why matchup says Dolphins, but the Ravens are on a streak at home opener. And they're a very good team, so that kind of says Ravens. It's a toss-up, but give me the Dolphins.
Give me the Dolphins as well.
Ooh.
I mean, both teams impressed me. Both teams played teams that played terrible, because I don't want to put the Patriots in bad teams, but they played teams that just played bad. So they're both they got the warm-up they needed, so we're going to kind of see the best version of what these Dolphins can do.
Let me tell you who – oh, you weren't done.
No, I mean, I'm excited to see what they can do against a good team.
Old Yeller's going with the Dolphins.
Whoa.
Dan?
I'm going to take the Ravens.
He's taking the Ravens.
I think it's going to come down to quarterback play at the end of the day. I get your point with the Dolphins having a stud receiving group, but you can't forget about Lamar's legs. At home, I'm taking the Ravens.
Lowry?
Bam.
Ravens?
Pete,
right?
And who's Pete growing with?
He is growing with the Ravens. It's a nice little split.
We got some splits.
Yeah, we started off 3 for the Dolphins. See what we did there. We got 3 and 3. That's a tough one. Can't wait to watch it. Tua versus Lamar. Can Tua get it done? That is the question we're all waiting for this year to be answered. But next game, Falcons-Rams. All right. Well, the Falcons played good for 3 quarters. They still lost. Rams got a little problem, though. Offensive line, Stafford's not right. He doesn't look like he's right.
I mean, he played the Bills.
I'm still taking the Rams.
Yeah, I'm still taking the Rams.
And I think whatever the prop bet for Allen Robinson in yards is, I'm taking the over. Because I think they're really going to try and get him the ball. I mean, did you see that? There was I forgot what the percentage was, but I think there was a crazy percentage of how many hitches he ran that game. Which there was some that he was open, he just wasn't getting the ball. So I think they're going to find the way.
Stafford just needs somebody. It looked like he needed somebody to be wide open for him to throw it for a bit there until the end. But
I mean, Bills defense, it's getting Falcons Bills
real
defense, not the same.
Let's see. That's Junior.
That's me, man.
Graphics guy struggling. Everyone for the Rams until me.
Stop.
Until you.
Stop.
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Okay.
I mean, the Falcons played solid for a little bit, for a portion, more than a little bit, portion of that game. The Rams they struggled in week 1. They had that nice break, though. That break and still being home and just being the better team. Falcons probably, just blowing that comeback probably took a lot out of them as well. We're all going with the Rams. We're all going with the Rams there. All right, what do we got next? We got the Seahawks and the 49ers. The Seahawks pull off an impressive upset victory against the Broncos. That was last night. Hell of a game. And the Niners got upset by the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, they did.
Dan was there getting rained on. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was a slop fest.
With the sod report. So you were on the field. So you start us off here with your thoughts on the Niners against the Seahawks.
I mean, you can't take much from that game. I think both play. Actually, one thing I will say is that the 49ers came out of that game with starting with the game with those jet sweeps. Bears did not have an answer for that for the first quarter, and then all of a sudden they went away from it. So I'm not sure really why they went away from that. Giving the ball to Debo as many times as possible. I think that should be their game plan. San Francisco at home is who I'm taking here. I think there's going to be a bounce back performance. If this was in Seattle, I think any team going to Seattle, that's a tough task. But I'm taking Niners at home here.
All right.
I'm also taking the Niners. I mean, the Seahawks made this decision a lot more, let's just say, spicy.
Yeah.
And they impressed me.
Gino played a good game.
He impressed me. I mean, but I got to take Sanford. I think they bounce back at home. And like Dan said, there's so little. Like, we already take little from week one, but week one in an absolute monsoon. What are you going to do?
They still look pretty bad, though. I mean, the Bears also had to play in the monsoon.
Right. And they look pretty bad.
I think what impressed me most about Geno is his decision-making. I don't think, comparing him when he was on the Jets, like being able to go from his first read to his third read, I think he's significantly better on this. I got to give the kid credit on that.
Yeah, they were very impressive. I think they're good. They're better than what a lot of people thought. I guess I can't base it off of one game, but I got to go with the Niners still. Even though I was very disappointed with them in Week 1, I still think their defense is going to challenge the Seahawks definitely a little bit more than the Broncos did, especially in the first half. The Broncos figured something out and adjusted in the second half defensively, so the Niners probably can figure that out. D'Amico Ryans, the defensive coordinator, is very good at kind of adjusting on the fly there with the talented defense that he has. So they'll slow them down. I actually think. Trey Lance, he could struggle. He'll continue to struggle here and there. He'll look good at times as well. I don't know how he'll be as a passer in this game. I got a feeling he runs extremely well. No Elijah Mitchell, which was a tough loss, but I think Lance ends up being their biggest playmaker on the ground here. I just got a feeling in this game. So that'll be the difference. I'm going to go with the 49ers. And then we got Pete going with the 49ers. Mm-hmm. And we got Laurie going with the Seahawks.
Whoa.
And he added with that, at least they'll cover the spread. So I don't know if he's like...
That's fair.
Yeah. So maybe he was saying he could switch his picks too. Some of them depending on injuries.
Do we know the spread of that game?
It's too much. The Niners are favored by too much, I think.
Okay. Disrespectful to the Seahawks, huh?
-10.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
They'll cover the spread.
The Seahawks will, yeah.
Yeah.
We would think, but And then Yeller is going with the 49ers. He also added he's not really sure why he's going with the 49ers when Jimmy's not the quarterback, but he said he could see Jimmy coming in and saving it. So he's a big Garoppolo guy.
He thinks they're going to go Jimmy early? Wow.
Yeah, he said he could see it, but he's definitely a Jimmy over Lance guy. But
he's a dog. I don't understand it.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't understand much.
So Lone Wolf Laurie over there.
The ball's on that guy.
The ball's on that guy, getting a little cocky, going with the Seahawks. Next game, we got the Bengals and the Cowboys without Dak. All right.
Yep.
Who's playing quarterback?
Is it Cooper Rush?
Cooper Kupp. Cooper Rush. All right, Junior said he's got the...
Do the guarantee.
The guarantee, it doesn't have the correct Pete on there.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got it. I almost did it a little bit ago, so I saved myself. But
good call.
What'd you ask? Pete
Nothing.
Groin? Was he going with?
Yeah,
he's going with the Bengals.
I think we're all going with the Bengals.
Yeller's going to go.
Bounce back performance for Joe Burrow. Did you see that video of that girl just yakking up a storm? There was like 4 pukes like on the person in front of her.
How much Skyline chili do you think she had?
Oh, Jesus. I don't know.
That's a lot. A lot of spaghetti. Some bad biscotti.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, so everyone, Bengals here. What if Dak was playing? This would be interesting.
This would be interesting. He didn't look
very
good.
Interesting.
He did not look good, though.
But that's still at the same time. I mean, Cooper Rush beat the Vikings in prime time last year. It was mainly because the Cowboys' defense just caused all kinds of problems, which was a pretty good offense in the Vikings last year. And the Bengals' offense, Joe Burrow, they had problems presented to them last week with the Steelers. The Cowboys, with that defense, they can do the same thing. Micah Parsons could be after him all game. Guys like Trevon Diggs can create turnovers from Burrow, who just doesn't seem to be right, really. We didn't see a whole lot of him in training camp, obviously, so he could be knocking the rust off still. So, honestly, it's not completely out there for the Cowboys to win this game with just defense. If they had Dak, I think a lot of us would be picking the Cowboys. Even though I think the Bengals do match up well against the Cowboys' defense because – yeah, more I think about it because the Cowboys want to run a lot of man coverage. The Bengals, their weapons, Joe Burrow, they kind of feast off that man coverage a bit. Maybe the Cowboys will switch it up. We will see. Micah Parsons probably going to be a problem for Joe Burrow, though. But, hey, we can't – this is one I'd say not so fast on guaranteeing, even though we just did it, the Bengals on that one just because that Cowboys defense might be something.
We did it pretty fast.
Yeah. It was pretty fast.
Yeah. The more I thought about it, though, I was like, the Cowboys can do this with just defense. If they had a little bit better quarterback, like Cooper Rush ain't really it for your backup.
What about
there.
Cam Newton?
No, he's not it either.
Yeah.
But
okay.
And when Dak's getting injured this often now, I think you got to get a better backup, right?
You would think.
Texans and the Broncos. Texans played some good football for – what, two and a half, 3 quarters, and they let that one slip away. I think that strip sack. If it wasn't for that damn strip sack, I think they win that game. I like, the O.J. Howard scored 2 touchdowns. I like that. I like they get a tight end in there. I like the defense. Defense was, and I don't normally like the defense. I didn't think I was going to like the defense, but the defense was flying around the football field. Lovey had those guys in sync, ready to go. Quite a few pass rushers were getting after it. Jerry Hughes made a ton of plays. I think he had, 2 sacks, a forced fumble, and a interception, I want to say. So that was a pretty crazy game. A lot of the young guys, Derek Stingley looking pretty good. And the Broncos really pooped the bed there on Monday night against the Seahawks, who they're just absolutely supposed to beat.
Do you blame the head coach? Well, yeah, you got to. But they should have been up early.
Yeah. It was a pretty poor job by Hackett.
Tough place to play.
It shouldn't have gotten to a point where if you're like driving down the field for a field goal to win the
64-yard field goal.
Just not.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Give me the Broncos.
Yep, you're going Broncos.
Same here.
Yeah. Oh, slow down.
I think they're going to bounce back. I think. If you think about it, Russ going back to Seattle, first game, a lot of emotions, tough place to play. It's loud, prime time. Tough assignment. I think they're going to bounce back at home here.
I agree. I think we're going to. I think we're going to see the
nobody noticed.
Good. We're going to see the Broncos really turn it up here. I think they're
pissed off.
You got to give credit where credit's due. Again, Texans played some ball. They impressed me. Came out of nowhere. Played some ball.
I'm going to go with the Broncos, and the players play a little bit better. I do worry about the coaching though. Like usually when you see these bad of decisions, does it really? I don't think he'll make that bad of a decision maybe again, but do they all of a sudden turn into great coaches? So that's something I'm kind of questioning, but the players will play much better. The worst thing probably was the tackling in the first half, so that's got to be better, obviously. I think it should be, but again, the Texans played some pretty good football against a solid team in the Colts for about 3 quarters, so they got a shot here. Imagine if the Broncos start 0-2, all hell's going to break. I think I said that if they lost to the Seahawks. It's gonna look bad. It's gonna look real bad. So it's an absolute must-win. It's a must-win for everyone. Pete's going with the Broncos.
We're gonna see more of Dameon Pierce here, or what?
They have to.
I didn't really understand.
I'm glad you brought him up because the best thing about Dameon Pierce, he is a violent runner. The first guy, he's gonna break that tackle. All right. He's and the Broncos, they missed a lot of tackles last week. Rashad Penny was a problem for them. So they gotta get Burkhead. Pierce against a team that isn't the best at tackling right now. You gotta go with Pierce there. So that's a key factor for the Houston Texans. So wake up over there.
Mm-hmm.
Lovey.
Yeah, Lovey had the defense moving though, so we'll give him that. And he's got that Santa beard going. It's looking pretty good. Cardinals and Raiders.
Tough one.
Yeah, this could be a good one here.
Good matchup.
Cardinals really struggled last week on both sides of the ball, but it was against the Chiefs, which did anybody notice that one?
Mm-hmm.
I think okay. who might be the best team in football. I had them number 2 in the power rankings. Tough not to have the Bills at 1, but it's like 1A, 1B. I'm getting off topic right now. But in the Raiders struggle a little bit. I mean, they were at the end of the day, they were still kind of close with the Chargers despite kind of the problems. But yeah, Carr threw 3 interceptions. The offensive line's not doing any favors. Offensive line, yeah, really not too many favors. Doesn't look good on paper either, so it probably could be. My point is probably could kind of continue to be a problem. So this could be a good game. I'm kind of feeling a shootout in this one, but I'll go with the Raiders bouncing back. I think the main thing here is Carr, I think, plays better. I think the offensive line plays better than last week, too, because you're going against Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, arguably the best pass rush duo in football. And now you're going against the Cardinals, who, remember, don't have Chandler Jones anymore. Then maybe they're a little towards the bottom part of the NFL when talking about the pass rush group. Maybe J.J. Watt would be playing this week. That could help him. But I think Kyler Murray steps up a little bit this week. He's going to have to. He's doing a bad job kind of reading the defense. They were kind of throwing him off last week. I think he could pick it up. But I'm going to go with the Raiders in a shootout. I'm going to trust them a little bit more. The difference in pass rush. Yeah, the Raiders got Max Crosby and Chandler Jones. I brought him up. Yeah, revenge game. Raiders. Done.
Yeah, give me the Raiders as well. I mean, you brought up that the Raiders' kind of protection for Carr looked bad. Kyler Murray was running for his life a lot. He was just absolutely running.
He usually
for his
does.
life.
He usually does.
Yeah, just kind of those short little, cute little steps.
Cute?
Yeah, because they're little short steps. Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. I think that. I mean, they did not look bad. I don't think. I mean, they just got outplayed, completely outplayed, and like you said, played potentially, debatably, the best pass rush in the league.
Lowry's going with the Raiders.
I'm also taking the Raiders.
Also taking the Raiders?
Yeah, I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to get to the quarterback as much as they got to him last week. But 3 picks, 2 fumbles from Carr. I just don't. I think it's going to be a lot more clean.
Yeller Raiders, even though he said he could see Kyler Murray bouncing back, having a good game. He picked the Cardinals last week against the Chiefs. It was a tough one, so they let him down there. And then Pete's growing with the Raiders.
Pete's growing.
Raiders.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm surprised no one went Cardinals there. I was thinking about it.
I definitely thought about it.
I said that last week when I picked the Chiefs. I thought about the Cardinals. So.
This is one of those matchups that whoever was home probably going with.
Sunday Night Football.
Here it is.
Bears at Packers.
There's going to be no Bermuda in Green Bay.
No Bermuda.
But it's going to be another slop fest. I think it's
so?
like 60% chance of thunderstorms. Another rainy game for your Chicago Bears to bring home a victory in Lambeau. I'm psychotic, I know, but you just got to back up the team.
What's the line on this game?
10.
I think it was 10.
I think that's a bit too much, but I'm still going to take the Packers here in this one. At home opener against the Bears. Rodgers owns them.
He does.
He doesn't have the receivers anymore, though. They really let him down in week 1.
They did.
But the rain, I think, even helps the Packers more because, I think like Trey Lance, you can't trust to have a good game in the rain. I think Aaron Rodgers, you can trust to figure it out, so especially at home. But
will his receivers catch it?
It's true.
I guess that's the question. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Packers on this one. I think Bears were impressive on defense last week, but I still think the Packers are better on both sides of the ball. And again, home opener, Lambeau Field. Give me the Packers. That line might be a bit too much though, because there could be a scenario where the Packers still can't do a whole lot on offense because the receivers, they're kind of stuck to that run game. And I don't know if the Bears are going to get torched on the ground or anything like that. But the Packers do got a nice little big duo going there. So, yeah, give me the Packers.
One of the comments last week said the Bears fans are delusional, and yeah, I might agree with you. But one thing
right.
I wanted to bring up is that the last several years for the 49ers, they've been known to be one of the most physical teams in football. Like, they'll punch you in the mouth. I guess that's the Lions talking, but they're aggressive. They're hitting you every play, and I really feel like that's the Bears this year. I feel like they're going to be more physical. You might end up beating the Bears, but you're going to know you played them. That's my point.
That's how the Colts were. The defense, they're all flying as a team to the ball. That's kind of like why I like Eberflus there.
Yeah,
I got to say, I am concerned. I am concerned that Aaron Rodgers is coming off a loss. No, I appreciate it. And what kind of fan of the Bears would I be if I didn't take the Bears every week? And if I lose the Pick'ems League,
that's okay
because I take the Bears every week.
You're winning right now.
I'm going to do it.
We back the Bears.
The Bears. The Bears.
Lowry
Thank you.
Packers, Yeller Packers. It's the same thing as last week.
Yep.
What
happened last week, boys?
Backs up against the wall. This is where we wanted to be.
Yeah. What if the Bears are 2-0 and the Green Bay Packers are 0-2? Both of those together,
it would be wild.
Pretty wild.
And it would be even more wild when the Packers somehow still win the division. But
yeah, they're still probably gonna pull it off. Let's be honest.
Somehow, some way.
All right.
Let's do it, guys.
Let's do what?
Hey, Dan, let's ride.
Let's ride, man.
Let's ride.
We got a Monday night doubleheader starting with, which I don't really like, by the way, because this game starts in an hour or whatever later. The next game starts.
Who's in charge? Is this the thing going forward, or what's the deal?
It's just a week 2 thing this year. I don't know if that's. It used to be a week 1 thing, but the games were separated where it's like, all right, I can watch both. But so I don't know if I, really like it here, but there's some pretty good games. And I noticed the primetime games are all of our teams. We got Sunday night, the Bears. First Monday night, Titans. Again, Pigskin's out with the groin, but he's a Titans guy. And then my Vikings on the later Monday night game. So, yeah, the NFL is watching the Goat House. They wanted to
let's see if Pete's got the groins to take the Tennessee Titans.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. You're right.
Whoa.
He's growing with the Bills.
He's groining with the Bills. I'm taking the Bills as well.
Dan's going Bills.
I'm taking the Bills, but I do want to say that the Titans always have a loss that is really confusing.
They'll go 8.
It always comes late in the season, so I'm very happy that they got it out of the way with the Giants. And full steam ahead. They're gonna be a team to look out for, but the Bills.
They'll go 9-8.
The Bills are incredible. All right.
Yeah, like you said, the Titans kind of have a weird loss. Feels like a team that plays down to their opponent a little bit. Mm-hmm. And they lose in week 1 a lot. Seems to be the case. So I could see them just bouncing back against a good team because it's what they do. Another thing is the Bills just have had a problem with the Tennessee Titans recently. That last time they played them, they had that. That was last year actually. They had. I was saying the last time they played was that COVID, but no, last year they had that crazy primetime game and the Titans pulled it off. In the COVID game, which was on a Tuesday, the Titans gave them the business. It was probably one of the worst games Josh Allen has had recently. The Titans, I still think, got a pretty good defense. So watch out for those Titans. Maybe it's like a little Bucs Saints thing where the Bills just can't beat the Titans in the regular season. But I'm still going to go with the Bills because they're pretty damn dominant right now. I think they are. You could argue the Titans were actually just better than the Bills at the time of those regular season games the last couple of years. But right now it does not feel like that at all. The Titans are a solid team. And, they're missing a consistent weapon like A.J. Brown. That's kind of a big problem. Burks only got 14 snaps for whatever reason. And Woods isn't doing much right now. So not really thrilled with the coaching, the play calling at Tennessee. But again, sometimes that's the case when they're playing a weaker opponent. So maybe they play well since they're playing the Bills. But I'm going to go with the Bills, and they're just better on both sides of the ball. Josh Allen's going to run all over the Titans. I think it's going to be a big problem there. So and then old Yeller is going with the Bills as well. He said sorry to Pete, the dog.
Pete doesn't care.
So that's a guarantee with everyone with the Buffalo Bills. And then the final Monday night game is the Vikings at the Eagles. Both teams 1-0. Both teams had an impressive offensive performance in Week 1, and both teams seem to get better through the offseason here for sure. So should be a pretty good battle.
Both teams played the NFC North. I'm taking the Vikings.
You're taking the Vikings?
Yeah, I feel like this one we're going to have a Goat House guarantee, and I feel like somebody should take the Eagles because Eagles are pretty damn good. But, Justin Jefferson, holy shit.
That's a bad man.
It's a bad man.
Give me the Vikings.
Oh, man.
Give me them.
Told you. I think we're going to have it.
Eagles fans.
Their offense impressed me.
The Eagles put up 38.
The Eagles played the Lions, all right?
You picked the Lions.
I picked the Lions this week, all right? So, I don't know. I need to see more out of Jalen Hurts.
In Philly
I'm not a Jalen Hurts
time,
believer right now. I need to see more. I'm sorry, Jalen Hurts. I just got to see more.
Just backed yourself in the. See, I just said Vikings, and they're just.
It's going to be a good game. Squeaker of the week. It's going to be close.
Squeaker of the week.
It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, this is a tough one to pick. I could see. That's Dan. I could see Jalen Hurts running all over the Vikings, and the Vikings held the Packers to 7. But I'm thinking their run defense is still a little sus.
Ooh. There it is again.
Even though I don't think it's bad, like really bad, but I think if you didn't watch the Vikings game, you see they held the Packers to 7. That defense is good. I'd say hold your horses a little bit. I think Jalen Hurts might run pretty wild, and that could be the reason why the Eagles win. But I look at what the Eagles did defensively against the Lions. I expect the Eagles defense to be a lot better, and at the end of the day, it probably will be a lot better than that. But I'm not going to base it off week 1, like that they'll be the same defense at all. But I think there's a problem. They let DeAndre Swift run all over them when they're usually a pretty good run defense. So kind of game plan for the Vikings are like, man, is that a problem now? We just struggled against the run. Do we have to worry about Dalvin Cook? Because everyone should be worried about Dalvin Cook and focus on doing what we do and stop the run. But then you got that Vikings passing attack that's somehow a big-time thing. Well, it was pretty solid last year, actually. But with Justin Jefferson, the Eagles could win with the run game, but the Vikings could win with either in this game. So that was the reason I was leaning Vikings for the matchup, because there's 2 things they really can beat them with. But it's in Philly, so tough with that fan base. And the last time the Vikings had to go to Philly, the fans were throwing piss at the Vikings fans. So if that's a thing again, then maybe we got a problem. I don't know, but I don't know what it has to do with the play on the field. I don't know, but yeah, it's a tough environment was basically my point there. On Monday night, prime time.
Oh, Kirk Cousins too.
Yeah.
Oh boy. In prime time.
But that's Eagles being home in prime time is like the reason I could pick the Eagles.
Now that I'm thinking about it, this could be a game where we're like, oh yeah, Vikings, but then they're gonna end up losing.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'm almost going over.
Yeah.
There. Just because the prime time home.
Just put me over there. Eagles fans, we're back.
We're back. If this was in Minnesota, I'd be pretty confident. I think the home.
Yeah, I think the home field
makes it 50-50
and the piss
for
throwing
me.
too.
The piss,
yeah.
That's huge. So it's like 50-50, but again, I always go with the matchup. Not always, but most time, and I think that
the turnover battle is what's going to win this game.
Yeah,
turnover battle.
I mean, I like the Vikings defense. They looked nice.
They made plays, but
Packers dropped a
touchdown, and they got stopped in the half-yard line. And I think if that was the case, the Vikings would have done a little bit more offensively. Assumption, but yeah, the point was the Vikings defense is not as good as the 7 points shows. I don't think, and that's coming from a Vikings fan here. So I'm just giving you the honest opinion.
They were flying around.
They were flying around. That's the thing. But they got some pass. That's another thing. They got some pass rush on Rodgers. Eagles got maybe the best offensive line in football. Are they going to be able to get that pass rush on Hurts? What's the game plan? I can argue both sides here. But again, I think the Eagles go with the run. The Vikings, I can see them really getting in the Eagles' head. Like, you got to worry about the run. You got to worry about the pass, not just underneath. Kirk Cousins, I think there was a statistic that he was the best downfield passer in week 1. I think it was mainly due to Justin Jefferson being in no man's land all game. But the guy's still playing in this game. So we'll see. But
Hunter exists.
Hunter's Zadarius Smith. Those guys exist, yeah.
I mean, Hunter's been missing for last 2 years pretty much?
Didn't he get a sack last week?
Yeah, him and Zadarius got 1 each. But yeah, Hunter was out for the second half of last year and the entire year the year before. But yeah, he's good if he's healthy. What else? Yeah, everyone else is actually going with the Vikings.
See, smart decision.
Yeah, I'm glad you went over there. I was thinking about it even. Yeller's going with the Vikings. It's tough being in Philly though, man. I'm surprised only one guy here went with the Eagles, and then Pete's going with the Vikings as well.
Backs up against the wall, Eagles fans. This is where we wanted to be.
Yeah. Eagles fans aren't going to be happy about that, but it's a 50-50
You can
one.
show me some love. I learned my lesson. I'm over.
Wow, you're just pandering?
Yeah.
Dude, are you serious?
They're ruthless. They throw piss.
They
throw piss.
They fucking throw piss, man. Yeah.
That's incredible, Dan.
That's
low, dude.
When's the next Bears home game that you're going to be at for the Sod Report?
What is it, next week? Not.
I can't remember who they're home and away against. And
I thought you're the football guy.
I don't remember. You're the Bears season ticket holder.
Yeah, sure. But I just go when they're home.
When you're summoned?
Texans, Bears.
Bears in Chicago?
In Chicago.
Wow. All right.
What a ball game.
We'll get you with the Sod Report.
Sod Report on Twitter, J-Mill the Wizard. Yeah, we got you. But
the Groin House.
The Groin House. There we go. That's better.
Groin House. In the middle of the street. Groin House.
Oh, we're going to sing them out?
Something about Pete.
We're missing our friend Pete.
Groin us.
All right, get us out of here.
Get us out of here. Important
knuckleheads.
links pinned in the comments. Check us out there. We're back every Tuesday night. Score predictions Wednesday. All kinds of videos. Yeah, that's going to do it.
They know the drill.
They know the drill. Goodbye.